All right, this is where I came from. My grandma and grandpa made the run into the Cherokee Strip.
What were their names?
Um, Ida Bell and Jacob Leety. It was pronounced the German pronunciation. And my daddy, when he was started in the working years later, everybody had trouble saying Leety, and so he changed it to Lighty, spelled the same, Leighty, and so he was always Lighty, and so I grew up as Lois Ann Lighty, and my sister Frances Elizabeth Lighty. Anyway, the grandparents settled out north of Ringwood, about 4 miles north and 1 east, and Grandpa dug a dugout in the creek bank, and that was their first home. Had a little thatched roof thing across it, and one door going in, no windows, and just a little dugout in the side of the creek bank, and that's where Aunt Nellie was already born, and she was 9 months old when this Cherokee Strip happened. And then Aunt Octavia was next, and then Uncle Daniel, and Octavia and Daniel were both missionaries in their church work. And Uncle Danny was a missionary in Mexico and Central America, and Octavia was a missionary in Colorado, and with their group. And so, anyway, Daddy wasn't part of that, and Aunt Nellie came with the parents into Enid and out on East Market, and they built a house out there, or bought one. I don't know if it was already built or not. And they had a dairy. They had 10 acres, and they had milk cows, and they did that for years. And after the grandparents died, well, Aunt Nellie stayed on, and she was also a dairy woman and sold milk and cheese, made her own cottage cheese, and taught school some before she had to take care of her parents, and out on southwest of Enid in a little country school. And she was the only one that graduated from high school. The rest of them just graduated from the 8th grade, and that's all farther they went back then, unless they were going to do something like Nellie did. And so I have really good memories about Uncle Danny coming back from Mexico on leave, and he'd bring us things, and Octavia would try to come at the same time, and they'd have the family together. And then that's the end.
Okay.